name's Ken Assistant Director of the Conservation District, and a lot of you were probably here 10 months ago. Remember when we did the groundbreaking? So we came a long way since then. And it's just a special day, and I need to give you some background of this whole project, because there's a lot of people here we got to thank. And but anyway, it started with a woman named Ruth Hickman. She gave a donation to the Conservation District's foundation, and it was set for the financing at the start of this building. We were able to hire an architect, and they did a lot of the preliminary work before we really got going with the grant. We applied for an IDNR OSLAD grant. That's an open space land and development, and we actually got it. And I don't know if Craig Hubert's here today, but he helped us with that. He was from McHenry County, and that grant was for $400,000 and it required a 50% match, which we didn't have cash. So entered the local chapter of Pheasants Forever. They were looking for a statewide project, and there was some land that was for sale at Forest Glen, 107 acres of cropland. And with the state Pheasants Forever, they made the purchase, and that was also with the help of Bob Burstifer with the First Midwest Bank locally, and that's the match for the grant. Then with the help of Senator Mike Frerichs, Representative Bill Black, he's on vacation, and Representative Hayes will be here later. Anyway, they went ahead and applied for the DCEO grants from the state capital construction. And anyway, that got us really going. We had $1.4 million, and then after that, a lot of private donations kicked in. And to this day, we're still very, very proud that no local tax dollars has been put into this project. So at this time, I'd like to introduce, first of all, my board of trustees. I know they're all scattered around here. But my president, Brett Little, down there on the end, Vice President Ken Green in back of me, second vice is Nikki Bogart, she's out there, she is. Our secretary, Perry James, right next to her, and Dirk Porter, our treasurer, all three together over there. We also have a lot of former trustees here. You could just raise your hands, because you are all a part of this too. And then I want to introduce the foundation directors, and without them, they took this on in 2006 as their project, their capital project, and stuck with it ever since. I got the chairman in back of me, Gordon Tennis. I'm just going to list the names here. Vice President Bob Schiffo, Secretary Jonathan Myers, Treasurer Ken Hannon. And then we have a bunch of directors, Mark Meyer, Mike Corson, Kevin Green, Doug Quick, Russ Hyatt, Mark Pittman, Cheryl Virgin. And our newest director is Dallas Bowman. I'd also like to recognize Judy Sakotnik, who retired off of the board, and Ted Cundiff is right here too. They were very, very instrumental in this project. So now I'd like to introduce our county board chairman, Gary Weiner, to say a few words.
But anyway, thank you for the invitation. This is just beautiful, isn't it? It's just fantastic that it's been able to come this far. We have a little more work to do inside. Ken tells me that he still has room for donors to help finish that work in there. So if there's anybody out here that hasn't helped, why, come ahead. He'll be glad to take care of you. I've been a lifelong farmer, and we've learned as we go, and we use a lot more soil-saving technology today and minimum till and so on than we did when I was a youngster. It's a place where new generations will be able to learn how important clean water, wildlife, plants, and clean air are for all of us. It's important because we all are looking for that sustainable life. Technology seems to rule every aspect of our lives today. It perhaps is a better time for us to understand why clean rain falling is important for our future as well. This facility will help teach that and understand it. Trees in their cycles of life impact our lives every day with the oxygen carbon dioxide exchange. It's important that we know that and we teach our young people that. Wetlands contain habitat that's special, found only there, so it needs to be understood and protected. And of course, a quiet sunrise or sunset does more for the soul than I think maybe our health and all the different things we have put together. And what a beautiful place this is to preserve that activity. Thank you for the vision of this foundation and of the Conservation District for this education center. We have it, let's finish it, and then let's use it for the purpose it's designed for. Thank you very much.
Look at it, it's just great. We're here. You know, it's been a bumpy road at times, but we made it through that, and we're on our way to phase 2 and phase 3. Now, I'd like to thank Ken Green. Ken's our first vice president, where he can. Nikki Bogart, second vice president, right here in front, down in front. Next we have Dirk Porter. He's stuck in there. Now we've got Perry James. I'd like to thank former Board of Trustees members, Bob Miles, Dan Danner. I don't know if you, thank you. Thank you for being there. If it wasn't for their optimism, this thing would have been a little bumpy and getting going. I'd like to thank Max Call, Jim Britton. Jim, I know you're here. Bob Arnhold. Where are you, Bob? Jim Miller. Jim, I don't think Jim's here today. Jim is a past trustee member. He's also retired local labor leader from the Laborers 703. And when we started this, I had to contact Jim. And if it wasn't for the help of Jim, we would have hit some pretty bumpy roads. Randy Johnson, I'd like to thank Randy. Randy, are you here? Randy is from the Carpenters Local 243. And this beautiful timber framing that you see here, Randy helped negotiate that into the reality. We had things to work out with that, and he jumped right in there. Don Ritters, pipe fitters, steam fitters. The same thing with Don and Jim Bailey, both right there for us. These are our local labor leaders, and they've helped us come to this point. I'd like to thank former board chairman, county board chairman, Jim Mcmahon. He's been one of our major supporters, and I'd also like to thank our new county board chairman, Gary Weiner. Thank you, Gary. Thanks for being there with us. Mike Frericks, Bill Black, Chad Hayes. They aren't here, as Ken said, but we can't thank those 3 people enough. Without their help, the Bucks wouldn't have been here, and we wouldn't be looking at Buck Rogers' project as we are right now. Gil Sakely, I don't know if Gil's here. He's our attorney. Hi, Gil. Kept us out of hot water. Thank you. All right. Kept us on a straight and narrow. Now, a very special thanks goes out to our Vermilion County Conservation District Foundation President, Gordon Tennis. Now it's time for me to step aside, give this back to Ken. But before I give it back to you, I got to tell you, this is this man's vision. This is his dream. He came up with this, and I just hope he stays for the completion of phase 2 and phase 3. So, thank you, Ken. Appreciate it.
I think we've got another board member out there. Chuck Brooks, you're out there, aren't you? There he is. Okay. I thought I saw you. Chuck is another big supporter of this project when he was on the board. Okay, lastly but not least is Gordon. Say a few words.
Good afternoon, everybody, and thanks for those who have chosen to take a Sunday afternoon and help dedicate this fantastic facility. Does the Vermilion County Conservation District Education Center compare to Lambeau Field? Maybe not, but there is a lot of similarities. It is owned by people like you and me. It is supported by 81,000 citizens of Vermilion County. This Ed Center was built without using any local tax support. Like the Packers, any great facility is also good as the people who have a vision to believe in what maybe seems at the time impossible. I am fortunate to be chairperson of a board who believes. Their dedication, their support, and their hard work led to raising over $1.2 million. They believed in a vision that has now made this dream a reality. The Board of Trustees over the last 7 years have also believed in this vision. Their dedication and oversight is second to none. But you know what? Like Vince Lombardi was a leader for the Packers in my day, we couldn't have done this without a leader. This leader is undaunted in his goals. He knows what he wants, and he has the gift and tenacity not to give up. This is a person that I am proud to call my friend, Ken Consis. This building is a testament to Ken and his staff at Vermilion County Conservation District. Tomorrow we begin planning for phase 2. If there's any doubt as to whether this project will succeed to the completion, wait till you take this tour. This is only the beginning, and the best is yet to come.
At this time, I'd like to bring up Mike Corson from the foundation for a special presentation.
As much as we would like to do so, it sure isn't possible to recognize everyone who was helped. I would like to, however, introduce or ask one individual to step forward. Mr. Hegler, Julius, would you come forward, please? Thank you for being here today. And,
miss it.
oh, well, we're glad you wouldn't miss it. We want to thank you for your support to not only to this facility, but what you've done all around the community. And on behalf of the foundation board, we want to make you a life member of the foundation. And to recognize that, I'm going to give it to you in a bag, but there is a jacket in there that says life member with your name on it, and a cap with our logo on it. And again, on behalf of everybody, we thank you. I have one more thing to say. It's a commercial. We need those $5. We need anything we can get. We're ready to move into phase 2 and phase 3. Contact the park office or contact me. We'll all be happy to come forward and work with you individually or however you'd like. Thank you. Julius, do you have anything you'd like to say? Very good. Ken, it's back to you.
Don't go anywhere, Julius. Julius, I'm not done with you. Larry Levitt, are you in here? You're on? There he is. Larry has designed this foundation medallion that's a commemorative for this building. It's got the foundation logo on it, and the back part, it's got a picture, a design of the phase 3 altogether done. He's telling me, you know what mint quality is when you do have coins? This is 3 mint quality. And I'm going to present one of these to you. And then you remember I promised you keys to this building so that when you can give your own tours now. I haven't tried this, but they say it'll open up all the doors here, so we can see. All right, thank you, sir. Who remembers when they were in town? Okay. I'd like to bring up Cassie Carter now, and because of her, she gave a Cellular One gave about $71,500 for this building.
This is so beautiful. Cellular One is so proud to be a part of this and give back to our community. We had a great time with Ken and the Jason Sy, and just to see this completed, it's just gorgeous. We are so happy to be part of this community and part of this project. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I'm Parker Arnholt from Troop 365. We are based out of Crossroads Christian Church in Danville, Illinois, where the old Big R used to be. As Kim said, this year we sold hot dogs and brats at the Cheeseburger Festival, and we also did 2 other fundraisers. We sold hot dogs and brats at the Renaissance Festival, and then we went and sold it at the Doxy Fest held at the Vermilion County Fairgrounds. This year we made more money than we did last year, and like Ken said earlier, 10 months ago we were here and we donated $400 to help build the education center.
Okay, we've got a lot of other people, you know, that we need to thank, and over the years, not only individuals but organizations, and I want to recognize them in no particular order, and also the contact person that I've been working with. I'm just going to start out here. Vermilion County Rotary Club with Judy Story, Iroquois Federal Savings and Loan for their grant, Rhonda Pence, the John P. Cato Foundation, Steve Miller, Central Christian Church, Fred Underhill, Mark and Barb Lawrence gave lots and lots of money over the years. The Vermilion County Chapter of Pheasants Forever with Ken Burkhammer, Mike Hannon, Dave Harden, but also the state person in charge too, Aaron Keel. Tim and Julie Busby, the Oakwood Men's Club, Kevin Green and Dave Kronk. There's Plumbers and Steamfitters Local 157 with Donnie Ritter. The Hare Family Foundation with Christy Hare. Kennekuk Roadrunners with Mark Reddy, Dr. David Dillman and Cheryl Virgin. The Wheeler Foundation with Bruce Meacham. The Vermilion County Lions Club with Fred Falstitz. Vermilion County Soil and Water Conservation District, Rick Kettner. And my good friends over here, I can see them all in their yellow shirts with the Cheeseburgers and Fun event, with especially Larry Quick. We worked with him, I don't know, 6 years, I think. Was this the 6th? Anyway, just a fantastic bunch of guys. If you come out here for the Cheeseburgers, they run the entire car show and tractor show. I don't have to do anything. They set up, they clean up. Over the past 6 years, I think they donated, it's about $20,000 so far just for this building. That's the Junkyard Dogs, the Ileana Antique Car Club, the Mustang Club of Danville, the Corvette Cruisers of Illinois, and the I&I Antique Tractor Club. I just thank you guys so much, and enjoy going to the meetings in Larry's garage 2-3 times a year just to see everybody. And special recognition to the IDNR, the OSLAD grant. Steve Gonzalez was my first grant administrator. He retired. Ron Whitmore was just here Friday, and he was blown away by this building, so I guess that means we're going to get our $400,000. The DCEO, the Illinois Capital Construction Program grant, Dwayne Bresningham, I worked with him out of Springfield. Super nice guy. He sends his regards. He was going to be here too. Our architects, I see them here. Rick, raise your hand. Rick was on from the beginning, and then he retired on us about a month ago. I don't think he really got tired of us, but he just got tired. And Scott Berge, there he is. He's the young guy now. And our general contractor from English Brothers, Ed Perry, raise your hand. And the English Brothers, they were the contractors who built Memorial Stadium, if you didn't know that. So Ed, you've been around a long time. And also I'd like to thank Ed's crew yesterday that's worked on a Saturday to put these doors up. We'll get more to that later. There's also owner-performed work that must be done to keep costs down. That's where our staff came in. The concrete sidewalks here that you see, the handicap parking, the bioswales, the drainage work, the wastewater system, the water lines to the building, the landscaping, the interior painting, the installation of ceiling tile, the door trim and baseboards. And when you see them inside, what's going to be, it's really impressive. I want to introduce my two right-hand men. I don't know where they are. They're probably out working somewhere. Larry, are you here? Larry Gilliland? Nowhere. He's hiding. He's working. He's probably on a tractor. And Jamie. They were here. Okay. They are constantly out here. Trey Ward, he's a U of I graduate who developed a solar watering system that will be a prototype. And there's a 1,000-gallon buried tank on the corner of this building filled with water. There's going to be a solar panel hooked up with sensors in the landscaping. We'll automatically water all this stuff, and then we're going to connect the rain downspouts to keep that tank filled too. So, I think I got through that. I'd now like to introduce a staff member who's going to actually be using this building tomorrow morning for the ribbon cutting, and that's Laura Darling.
Okay, thank you. So yeah, you've heard from everybody who has helped build the building. Now I'm going to talk to you a little bit about what we're going to be using this building for. Obviously, it's an education center, so we're going to be using it for our environmental education programs. Anything from toddlers all the way to adults. We'll teach anybody who will walk through these doors. And the main program, our staple, our foundation program is the environmental education program that's called Outdoor School. And that's our 4-day program where the kids come out Monday through Thursday. And I know a lot of programs from across the state of Illinois. And I have to say that the Outdoor School program is one of the best environmental education programs across the state of Illinois. It's it's my favorite quote is that we don't scratch the surface of environmental education with the kids when they come out here, we saturate them in environmental education. They're out here for 4 days in a row. And when they leave Thursday afternoon, they have a comprehensive overall view of what is out here with the prairies and the wetlands and the forests and the whole ecosystems that we have right here in Vermilion County. So it's a super wonderful program. I'm very honored to teach it in this fantastic new building. Not only will this building be wonderful for us to teach out of, but it's also going to be much more handicap accessible and more available for those who have a difficult time getting out there on the trails. It's going to be easier for those kids that are coming out here. There are going to be more opportunities for them as well. And it's going to be a great honor. So, our first outdoor school class that'll be coming out tomorrow morning, very honored since it's also my alma mater, would be Oakwood. And I know we have a good handful of kids coming out here today from Oakwood 5th grade class. So if I could have those Oakwood 5th grade students come on up, please.
So let's do a countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The phase one, I just want to tell you that it's the temporary classrooms and the exhibit space. We have staff offices and we'll have modern restrooms. In phase two, the permanent classrooms go in a roof garden. It's going to be like 1/5 of an acre on top of this building, and the temporary museum room. And then in phase three is going out in that direction, a 500 sit-down seat conference center, timber framed, and our permanent parking lot will be back in that direction. So today the building is not 100%. Fortunately, who we do have today is John Wilborn. I got to tell you this story. If you didn't read it in the News Gazette yesterday, but my wife and I take a trip to Gatlinburg every year, and we went to the Park Grill restaurant, saw doors such as this, and I fell in love with them, and I said, this is what I want on my building. Well, we didn't have funding for the building yet, so I didn't really worry about it until last year, and then I asked the wait staff about who built these things, and she put me in touch with John, and the rest is history, I guess. For 5 months we've been in close contact. We actually went down to his place 3 weeks ago. They stayed up till, they left Knoxville 11:30 at night, drove all the way with his 2 daughters, pulled into Champaign, and then drove back here with the doors. We had Mike and Jim, tell them thanks very much too, Ed, about staying here working on a Saturday to get these things hung just so you can see them today. And anyway, I'm glad, John, you're here. He had no sleep at all. And so anyway, I'm sure he'll answer any questions you have about the doors. Thank you very much.